I turned my car into a mobile art studio on wheels and took myself on an incredible art trip to Devon and Cornwall. Through this journey, I've completely fallen back in love with watercolour. I painted so much that I finished an entire sketchbook and ran out of paint. I visited places so breathtaking that they are still making their way into my art. And I had the joy of meeting up with some truly wonderful artists, including Leslie Strose, Helen and Melanie Chadwick, all of whom have inspiring art YouTube channels that I have linked for you. I've taken all this inspiration and poured it into a brand new art challenge and workbook designed for anyone who wants to reconnect with the joy of painting and learn the essentials of watercolour in a relaxed, encouraging and fun way. It's free for all my members and just a little gift to celebrate World Watercolour Month as well as the 3rd birthday of my art membership. There are limited spaces, but I'll leave it linked in the description for you. I shared my adventures with Leslie in my previous video and she also made her own, so I'll link both of them down below in the description. It's all too good to just contain in one video, but after years of talking about going to Cornwall, I finally made it and it was even better than I could have imagined. I have just left Devon and I am now in Cornwall. Spoiler alert, I did not realize how far apart they are. But anyway, I'm here now and I'm going to meet up with Helen and then later on I will meet up with Mel. I'm just excited. Turns out I actually like the countryside. Who knew? Helen took me to this really cute little village by the coast and it had the most dramatic view of the cliffs. Oh, okay, empty page, done page, and our stunning view.
But the tide when it goes out as far as like those edge rocks.
That's really there. Far. You'll be happy to know that I didn't get cut off by the tide again. So I learnt my lesson from the last video. But yeah, I was having such a good time. I honestly didn't want to stop painting. I'll have you smiling.
Oh.
I think that's amazing. I loved Helen's painting. Like, it was so nice. And not only this one, but also the ones that she had like in her sketchbooks. I got to see quite a few of her paintings. And honestly, I feel like the paintings that we've seen on her channel, which are spectacular, are just like a glimpse of how much painting she does. She paints a lot and it was just really lovely to see all her artwork and her experimentation, and I just really enjoyed it. It's funny because I've been watching her channel since the very beginning. Like I remember like her first video, and it's crazy to think that we would end up meeting after all this time, but I'm so glad that we did. You would think that when two YouTube artists get together, there would be a lot of filming and a lot of painting, and I can tell you that was not the case. We did a lot of laughter, a lot of talking. We did get some painting done, but next to no like actual recording. I wish we could have recorded the process or something like that, but you know, there's something to be said about just being in the moment and enjoying yourself. And yeah, that's what pretty much we did. And not only that, it got to a point where I was just like prolonging the painting process because I was just enjoying myself, so just adding random marks here, there and everywhere. I've just fallen head over heels in love with watercolor again, so I did a piece, like a gigantic piece, just in watercolor, and Helen created this beautiful mixed media piece, which almost got me tempted to use mixed media, but then I was like, no, I'm sticking to watercolor for now. And from there, Helen suggested that we go to somewhere else or we could just stay there, and honestly, I didn't think that there could be anywhere more beautiful than where we were, so I was actually quite happy to just stay where we were. But thankfully Helen insisted and she took me to this mine, and it was incredible. Again, so beautiful. Like, I just kept looking at it and being like, I can't believe it. And I mean, it was just breathtaking. The whole thing was breathtaking. And I feel like that's in part what has inspired me to paint so much, because I kind of feel like I take videos and I take pictures and they are good representation, but there's just so much more detail and so much more that I sometimes feel like the camera just can't capture it quite the same way. And don't get me wrong, it's a good start, but there's just something about painting that has more feeling and like makes me pay more attention and makes me see more colors. And honestly, it was it was amazing, incredible. I was literally like, no, we can just stay here or like go for a drink or something. She was like, I think you'll want to see this. And she was so right. But I don't know, because I haven't seen anywhere like this. I didn't think there could be a better view than the cliffs we were looking at. And oh gosh, it was so amazing. It's so wonderful, so incredible, as you can probably see. I honestly can't wait to go back. And not only that, I feel like I have just this insatiable desire to keep creating art because of all the beautiful places that I have seen. And before I knew it, our time was up and it was time for me to head to the south coast of Cornwall. Look, I met a celebrity, Melanie Chadwick. She's taken me to a beautiful place. And we've just been painting.
We're at the Polurian Hotel, enjoying a couple of drinks and the view, which is magnificent.
I painted the view behind Mel, and Mel painted the view behind me, and she's right, it was just so beautiful and so stunning. Even watching this back, I miss it. I miss it so much. I really want to go back. I can't wait to go back. And I had such a lovely time. I feel like with Mel and Leslie and Helen, there's just, you know, when you meet people and you just instantly get along with them, like you like the same things, your sense of humor gels, and you know, they're friendly, they're nice, and you just have an amazing time. That's how I felt. Like I had such a good time. There are parts of this art adventure that I haven't even shared yet that hopefully I will share in future videos. But I think one of the key things is that getting to spend time with such inspiring artists really like supercharged my zeal for painting again, and it's why I haven't been able to stop since. It's why I get so excited in the Zoom sessions that I host. It's why I have such an emphasis on community. It's why I love chatting with you in the comments, and it's how we're about to celebrate 3 years of my art membership, which I will leave linked for you in the description. Mel created a beautiful mixed media piece and then suggested that we went to another viewpoint. And can you believe, again, because I was like, this is so stunning, there's no way it can be better. I was like, no, I don't mind staying here. She was like, I'm pretty sure that you'll want to see this. Same way as Helen was. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And she was like, no, let's go. And we went, and it was breathtaking. So beautiful. In fact, so much so that it ended up being a place that I went back to time and time again, even when it was out of my way, just because I just thought it was beautiful. Like it was just so stunning. And every time that I went there, it looked completely different. Like depending on where the sun was, you know, the sea looked a completely different color, or the shadows on the cliffs were completely different, or the flowers were different. Like every time I went, it was spectacular. It was so beautiful, as beautiful as the first time. I didn't end up sitting there and actually painting, as it happens. I think because most days that I was there, it was so windy, and a few days or maybe weeks before, I'd already had like my sketchbook just fly over the ledge and into the harbour, and thankfully it was fine because the tide was away. But you know, it made me more aware of like a windy condition. So this is one that I'm going to be looking forward to painting over and over and over again in my studio. In part from my notes, in part from my photos, from my videos, but also from my memories. And I've made a Substack post where I kind of talk about how to create art from your camera roll. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I used to, and quite often still do sometimes, take hundreds of pictures with the intention of painting or drawing them. And then, you know, life happens and I don't. But with time, I'm getting better at the pictures that I'm taking, but also going back on my camera roll and painting from them. So I'll leave that linked for you in case you're interested. That night, I found somewhere safe to sleep in my car. And then I got ready the next day and I headed over on my next adventure, still within the south coast of Cornwall. Hey, I am at PanArt Cove. It's beautiful, as has everywhere that I've been to so far in Cornwall and Devon been. But yeah, there's just so many places to paint, so many places to draw. As usual, I've taken like loads of pictures and videos and everything. Found somewhere comfy. And I'm just going to do a quick painting, maybe a quick sketch, depending on what the tide lets me do, because I know that here the tide will come all the way in. Slowly but surely, I'm learning a little bit more about painting and being outdoors and like coastal life, tide being one of them. I almost got cut off last time. I don't know if I actually told you guys. I was too busy picking up everything and running to actually record. So it's not going to happen again. But yeah, loads of beautiful places to paint and to draw. And I'm thinking I will do my view here now, and then if need be, I will paint from up here because it has a really beautiful view of the beach and the cafe.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
Can't even express to you how unladylike I'm sitting right now. It's actually wild. Like, I am wearing trousers, but still, I wonder if you can see, like, to try and fit my sketchbook and actually paint. But yeah, it's actually wild.
There's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes.
For the first time ever, I have beat the tide. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave it as is and then see if I think it needs anything else, or if actually or if it's done and good as is. That said, I'm quite slow packing up. I started toying with the idea of doing like an artist residency where I come here for like a week, and by here I mean like Cornwall, Devon, just the coast, or stay here. Just come, stay for a week, maybe a bit longer, and just dedicate it to like painting the coast. Had a quick look, but everything is expensive, especially because it's summer. But a few days doesn't feel like enough. In terms of my most used supplies during this trip, I've been using the etcher, surprisingly the big one. Like, remember I'd mentioned that I enjoy doing the 5 pages that are open across, and I kind of thought that it would be beneficial to get an A4 one, because then I wouldn't have the gutter in between. So that's been really good. The only thing is that it is like massive. It takes up so much space, which has been nice because I can do like bigger pieces. That's what I've been using. I've also been using like the Jackson's sketch pad, but this honestly I've been using like as a rough place to do a few like tonal studies. So literally I've only used 1 page. If anything, I used it even more roughly than I intended to, because I created this piece in it which I really like. But yeah, the rest has just been like scrap stuff. And then like I've used up so much paint, so I finished, my most used colours were ultramarine, quid magenta, nickel azure yellow. Also been using loads of like cobalt teal or cobalt sea blue, like, you know, that kind of tealy colour. But definitely the ultramarine, the quid magenta and the nickel azure yellow I have finished across 2 palettes now. So I'm going to head into my third. It's funny because I didn't realise, like, I knew that they were my favourite colours, I just didn't realise how much I was using them. And I think that because I'm painting bigger and I'm also painting in layers, like layering a lot more than I normally do, I'm using a lot more paint than I normally do. And then paintbrush wise, it's a bit of a funny one because I don't know how or why, but I basically started using the PanArt Brush, which is a mop brush, a point, well, they call it round pointed, but if you look at it, it actually is more like a mop brush, and it holds a lot, premium mop, it holds a lot of water, but it also comes to a really fine tip. So for all the paintings, or the majority of the paintings that I've been doing here, I've just been using this brush. I think at the start of the retreat I was also using my flat brush to like play around, but as soon as I switched to round brush, I've just been using this, in part out of curiosity. Like, I was curious to know if I would be able to use it, big, small, how fine of a tip does it come to, and it's still pretty good. I've been keeping all of it in my Etch a Slate, which I've been carrying around with me as well, so that's come in handy. The Etch a Sketchbook, the Etch a Slate Mini, the Jackson Sketchbook for rough sketches, the Graph Gear pencil, and then the PanArt mop brush. And then for the flat brush that I've been using, it is the ProArt flat brush, which I think has actually been discontinued. It's a brush that I got for £1, $1, call it what you will, and it works for me. It's synthetic, it's nice and firm, it doesn't hold as much water, so it's sometimes a little bit annoying with watercolor, but it works great with gouache. And it just means actually that you just have to use a different, I guess, approach to it. So if you know that you like dry brush and stuff and that you want less water, then it's ideal. But those are the main supplies that I have been using. I brought so much more though, even here now. Ooh, looks like it's coming. Even here now, gotta be quick. Okay, see you in a bit.
Undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. A bigger scale, the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy.
I just came up to the cafe because the tide has come in, and the cafe is nice and up. It's actually the cute little white building that I want to paint. Probably not now because, as per usual, I have run out of phone battery, so I won't be able to look at the reference. But instead what I'm going to do is draw or paint the view that I have right now, which is absolutely stunning. It's so funny to see to look at my painting and see how much the tide has come in, because it looks like a completely different place. But I have an hour left on parking, so I really want to make the most of it. I ate super quick. I guess I was hungrier than I thought. The other essential that I didn't mention, but is quite clearly necessary, especially when painting here, is clips, because it's super windy. And I tend to have a big one and some that have magnets on them, so that I can attach my palette and have that be sturdy as well. And then I have my camping bottle for my water. Should probably be replaced, but it'll do for now anyway. I don't want to get up, go to the toilet and get water, because I'm pretty sure I'll lose my beautiful spot. And I'm thinking of doing a panorama. We'll see. I'm just thinking about where my horizon is, bringing it up a little bit. You know, rule of 2/3 and whatnot. I don't want it to be like barn door in the middle. And I am using pencil to do a rough outline, a guide of where I want certain things. And then I don't stick to it completely, but sometimes it is a little bit helpful, especially if I am trying to tackle a really big scene or subject or complicated like I am now. That said, sometimes, and most times actually, I just go in straight with paint and figure it out as I go. And that works for me, to be honest. It works for me most times, but at the moment I'm just trying to make my life a little bit easier. Part of me is not sure how this painting is going to go, because it is, what I'm looking at is so beautiful, so expansive, so much detail. Don't really know how I'm going to convey that in a painting, but I'm going to try. I feel like I'm sounding the impressionist better, because this is definitely going to be an impression. Oh, also, I'm running out of my colours, aren't I? So hopefully I still have enough. I do have a few tubes to fill up if need be, just not all the colours. Who knew I'd be doing so much painting? I'm not even sure it's focused. Paint palette wise, I have my art toolkit. I'll keep that in reserve if need be, and that has my mainly Daniel Smith, and then I think 1 or 2 Holbein, my Mary Blue. I made a video filling it out because it's the Italy palette, and then my Roman Schmall palette. It's so satisfying to be hitting pan on so many colours, and yet at the same time it's like, oh my gosh, don't run out. Still have way more painting to do. So this is my view. I'm not going to do the chairs and the benches and all that. I'm just focusing on the actual cliffs. That was me just talking to myself. Essentially, I have finished the painting. Painting rocks and cliffs is hard, but it's definitely something that I want to do more of. I'm thinking, it's so odd because obviously I'm making my own itinerary. Is that how you say it? I'm making my own plans. I have technically nowhere to go. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is that a ship? Oh my gosh, that's a ship. Is it a ship? Yeah, it is. I think I'm going to head to another viewpoint. Either that, or I'm thinking about like heading to a hotel, getting comfortable, because a lot of them have like nice viewpoints. I think I'll go to a viewpoint and then I'll go to the hotel when it's time for dinner so that I can eat, and then I'll find somewhere to sleep. It's so weird because it's getting to that point where I am like, being in my car totally worth it if it means that I can see this. I am getting tired though. Yesterday I started looking for hotels to see if I could just sleep in a bed, that kind of, that luxury. But the prices were so wild because now obviously it's the weekend as well. So I'm not going to do that. This can't fit. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is keep it going for a few more days, stay as long as I can, and then maybe during the week it'll be a bit cheaper, in which case I'll stay during the week. But if not, then I guess it means it's time to head home.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know?
I'm hiking back to the car park. Hiking is a bit of I'm using the term loosely. An uphill walk, shall we say.
This moment, can we stay here together?
So I'm kind of lost, kind of not. As I was watching this back, I was like, I can't actually add the full clip because it sounds like I am fighting for my life. The way that I am so short of breath. But essentially I was lost for about, 20 minutes, not really knowing where I was going. Like, I could see the car park, but it was in the far distance. But anyway, it was a question of just trust the process, because I kept following the path and eventually I ended up at the car park, so all was well. I couldn't go back the way I'd come from because the tide had come in and I didn't want to get my trousers wet, so instead I walked the long way. And I mean, it was totally worth it for the views. And I should be honest in saying that it's not that the walk itself was like strenuous, I just myself wasn't 100%, but stubbornness won't let me stay home, and so I was like, I will still do this. And I'm so glad that I have done this trip. This is just a glimpse of some of the amazing memories that I have made. If you're watching, you are an MVP, and I love the conversations that we are having. So let me know that you're still watching by telling me whether you are doing an art challenge for this month. And if you want to do one together, then be sure to join my membership and follow the link down below for my challenge. I can't emphasize just how important and amazing connecting with other artists has been for me and my art journey and my community. If you want to be part of it, then be sure to join my membership in the link below. My car camping adventures did not stop here. I explored more of Cornwall and, as I shared with you already, Devon. If you want to check out those adventures, then be sure to check out this video next. See you later and God bless. Bye.